Okay, welcome everyone, welcome. So, today we're going to be doing a gentle guided movement exploration. The center of which is based on the idea that your body will tell you how it needs to be moving right now. So before we get started, let's take a moment right now, and if you're not already doing so, you can lie down on your back. You can either put a book or a pillow underneath your head, and adjusting that so that it feels very comfortable and supportive without pushing your head up too high. And I'll also invite you to bring your knees up so that you are resting your feet, the flats of your feet, on the ground. And you can just start to notice your breath and maybe just acknowledging that to start with, it's okay to be however it is that you are right now. So you might begin to notice your breath, and you also might begin to notice that you have the capacity to be easier inside your body right now. So you could just allow for that possibility of ease right now. So, this central theme of this talk through, that your body will tell you how it is that you need to be moving, if you need to be moving right now. What does that mean? Well, in essence, it's very simple. It's very simple. So you might notice that right now there's a pocket of tension in your body. And that could manifest as something feeling short or narrow. It could manifest itself as an emotion or an energy that feels quite intense. It could be local, or it could be something that you experience in your whole body. So you might notice that even as you notice what it is that is the most, what we might say is loud for you right now, what's your reaction to that noticing? Do you want to control or manage this part of you? And if you do, that's okay. I think we all have that experience. I'm going to be leading us in a different way of relating to that tension. So again, maybe we can just allow for the possibility of ease in our bodies, just inviting that as a possibility. What if I could be a little bit easier in myself right now? What if I could notice a little bit more of the room around me? And what if I could be a little bit easier, even in relation to the parts of me that seem really intense right now? So, what if each of these parts of us that are loud and sometimes difficult to be with were invitations towards a certain quality of being or a certain quality of movement. You might just ask your body this question and see how that makes your body feel. Are you invitations towards a certain way of being or a certain way of moving? And you might notice, like I do, that I already get a little bit easier just asking that question. So you can just ask something that's a little bit hard to be with right now. How do you want to move right now? And you might just get a response from that. So you might ask that same part or a different part. How do you want to move right now? And if that question doesn't quite land for you, then you might make that question a little bit less specific. And you could ask your whole body, how do you want to move right now? And again, if you notice that your quality of being gets narrow and tighter, and that movement feels prescribed, then you might just take a pause, take a breath, let yourself be easy, let yourself have time, and come back to that question and be willing to wait a few seconds for your body to tell you an answer. And it will tell you an answer in movement and in ease and in receptivity. So maybe we can just take this question into movement for a minute or two. So you just come back to this question. How do you want to move right now, body? What would make you feel the best? And if you notice, again, that your perspective starts to get narrow and forceful, then you can just pause, maybe sense the ground, sense your breath, sense the space around you, and then you can go back to relating to that question, what do you need, body? And if you notice that you're starting to move in a way that is habitual or a little bit spaced out, you can just welcome that in. You can just welcome that in. And again, returning to this question of asking your body, asking the parts of you that are feeling difficult to be with, what do you need right now? How do you want to move right now? And letting those inform your movement. And if you find that you have a great deal of energy, or that some part of you wants to take you up into a greater scope of movement, either standing or rolling or something a little bit more energetic. You could just give yourself permission to be with that and to be open to that possibility. And on the other hand, if you find that as you listen to your body, that you aren't getting a clear sense of movement, it may mean that all you need to do is be still and rest right now. So in the next minute or so, I will gently invite you to take a pause if you are moving. Let yourself come back into some sort of stillness. It can either be lying down or sitting or standing. And you can just notice. You can just notice in your whole body how it is that you're feeling right now. And if you notice there's a part of you that wants to hang on to that, you can just welcome that. And I just want to remind you that the way that we got to this space of ease is through listening to what our body needs. What our body needs. And letting that need inform what it is that we do and how it is that we go about doing it. So, if you feel inclined to get up after this lie down, I'll invite you to ask this question, which is, how do you want to get up? You could ask this question of your whole system. How do you want to get up? And letting the body supply an answer. Letting it tell you in terms of the quality of ease, the quality of movement, the quality of relationship that you have to your own body. Thank you all so much for joining me, and best wishes.